Hear me out now. Turn it up loud. Coach Delson, Coach Butts. We gon' break it all down. Hear me out.
Welcome back to Hear Me Out with Elzy and Butts. I am, of course, Butts, and we are ready for another episode.
Hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. We are ready. Let's roll. So, when you think about this week, Coach, what is one word to describe your week?
One word, let's see. Very positive. Positive. That's my word to describe the week. Positive. Overall, it was a positive week.
Well, I know you're going to get mad because I use this word all the time. My word, intentional. I was very intentional about everything that I did this week, Coach. There's a purpose, a plan, and I attacked it.
All right.
Intentional. I know you don't like that word, but what word do you
like? Intentional. I think you have to be intentional on what you're trying to do. I agree with it. I just think, oh my goodness. People are saying it like every other word. It's like a hot buzzword or something.
All right, hear me out, listeners. Do you feel like intentional is a hot buzzword, or Coach Butts just doesn't like my word? Let me know what you all think. All right, as we get into it, college coaches, well, one's on a sabbatical right now, and one of us are still in the business. But I was just thinking about coaching in general as I've had time to reflect. What do you think people think of coaches as coaches versus who they are as people?
Wow. I think they get, because you're a coach all your life, basically. You know, once you start coaching, you're always a coach. Even though I'm not technically on a bench right now for someone, people still see me as Coach Butts, right? So Absolutely. That's the thing. That's who you will always be as a coach. I think so. Sometimes it's very hard to separate the coach from the personal side, right? Because I think so many, and if you're doing it right, to me, I don't need to have any separation, because who I am as a person, my character, the way I go about my life, the way I treat people, I think they're the same. That's the same thing I try to do as a coach. I'm not trying to play mind games and, do certain things to make players feel a certain way because I'm coaching them. I try to attack it both the same, personal life and coaching life.
I would agree. I feel like, we do have a job that, well, one, everybody thinks they can do better than you can do, of course, right? But also, I think it lends itself for people to have so many different personalities and strengths and weaknesses all are encompassing for you all to build out the vision of where you're trying to go. But I would say I would agree as far as personality wise, some coaches are fun loving, some are tough. You can have a mix of both, your relationships with players. But I feel like as I've done it for a long time, who you are as a person is who you are as a coach. It comes out. And so what are some of the top 3 characteristics as a coach person that you feel like you take into coaching?
I think I try to be really honest. And when I say honest, I don't think you have to be. I know people sometimes use the term brutal honesty. I don't think you have to be brutally honest with people. I think because that can be cruelty, right? In some essence. I think you have to understand how to talk to people, how to deal with people. No, everybody's not going to be treated the same, but everybody's going to be treated fairly. And I think that's
repeat that again, Coach, for the people in the back.
So the back can hear it. Like,
yes, say it loud for the people in the back.
I think you're not going to be treated the same, right? Because we're all different people. We have different ways of approaching things. We have and personalities. Players have different personalities. They have different backgrounds, different upbringings. I think all of that comes into play. I think it's our job as coaches to learn our players, figure out, what's going to be the best way to communicate with them. And I'm not talking about just the basic things, right? Sometimes it's just black or white. We either did this or we didn't do that, right? So sometimes it's a little bit different, but when you get into the nuances, of coaching, I think for me, honesty is something I want to be honest with players and with people in general. I try not to be brutally honest, right? But I definitely want to bring that honest aspect. I try to bring a little bit of humor into certain situations, sometimes intentionally, your word, but sometimes it just happens that way from a personality type of deal. But also, I think caring. I try to be nurturing and caring with the staff, with people around, and also the players, because I think this is all a crazy life we're living, and it affects us in all different ways. So honesty, bring that element, humor, and I think caring for me.
Okay, those are all good. I would say for me, it would be connectivity in relationships. I think in order to operate and get the best out of your staff, your players, they got to feel valued and feel like they have a place and what the goal is that we're trying to attain as individuals for them or for team. So I would just say relationships. And in relationships, you have to have some of the tough conversations, communication both ways. Two, I would be work ethic. I think how you work shows people what the standard is. And then three, accountability. You just have to be accountable. I mean, to your actions as the leader or as a peer, no matter what it is, you have to be accountable. And that's everyday life, right?
100% it applies to everything you do. If you can't take accountability and ownership, right, for what's going on, it's going to be difficult to lead people regardless.
Absolutely. So a lot of people see coaching as just during the season. They see the games. You're on TV, or they think you're traveling the world, which you are, except you're traveling the world to sit in a gym. So let's give the people some behind the scenes of what coaching really is. Because yes, the games are what you do, but that is a small percentage of what is happening through the course of the season. And a lot of people will see us after the season go and say, what are y'all doing now? Are you all off? Which is probably more busy after the season.
Well, I think managing is what people don't understand. You're managing people in terms of people that you're working with, your staff, the players, schedules. You're dealing with the different academic situations that come up. All types of things arise that don't have to do with basketball per se, being on the court. And that's probably 95% of the things, right? When you're dealing with someone who is struggling to figure out what they want to major in, right? Oh, I
Right.
got to change my major, or someone who may be struggling in a particular class. What do we do? How do we get over that? Someone inevitably doesn't like their summer schedule or their schedule during the year, and they feel like they should not have to go to study hall versus those that that do go to study hall. I mean, all types of situations. And now the landscape with NIL, you guys have a whole different bucket to deal with, but you're also balancing the interest from parents, and we'll call it interest today. Some of them more
I'm sorry, I
involved,
almost choked. I like that word. Interest. Okay.
some of them more involved than others, naturally. And then you have to deal with that. Who's going to be talking to the parents, helping them to understand, because a lot of times parents have tunnel vision, right? They only see their kid. And
Sure.
you can't really fault them for that, but you also have to be mindful that coaches are dealing with a full team with a full set of issues and problems and circumstances and different things that come up. And it's not a singular deal, which most parents feel that way, right? And so you have to balance that. You have to deal with those things as they come up. So it's a matter of, and like you said before, you're not just flying around the country taking trips and having a good time. You're actually working. And yes, we've been to a lot of cities, maybe been to a lot of countries, but you haven't really seen them in all that they have to offer because you're in a gym or on the phone.
Yes. So I'm going to take it a step further to piggyback what you were just talking about. So listen, our profession is one of the best. Listen, we get to
100%.
coach basketball. I pinch myself every day. Like, this is what we do for a living. People actually pay us to coach and do something that we've done and loved our whole life. So grateful beyond words. With that said, it is hard work. It is very stressful. It's very demanding. So all the people out there that might want to get into coaching or think they can coach or, have an interest in it, we can share a few insightful things. So, one, the travel schedule alone is demanding. So, not only are you traveling for games, but during recruiting season, you're going from city to city. And so, you might step into a gym at 8 a.m. and not walk out till 9. And your lunch of choice or breakfast of choice or your dinner
Nachos,
of choice might be nachos
hot
or Lay's
dogs,
potato
chicken
chips or
fingers.
chicken fingers, but you're watching games all day. So I know people might say, oh, well, that's easy. You just sit and watch basketball. But not only, you're not just watching, you are sitting. You have to be locked in, like your mind connected with the game to evaluate, can these people help your program or the boss that you're working for or whatever the case may be. So it's not you're just casually watching. So that's one. And then watching all day. For those that are not believers, come sit in the bleachers or the chairs and
Ooh.
see how long you last. One. And then two, in between games, not only are you preparing your team for games and have scouts, you're also still on the road recruiting. So that might be flights home, late night, early mornings. So those are the things that people miss in between seeing us on TV.
Oh, absolutely. And that got me to thinking the preparation, right? When you're coaching, there'll be late nights and early mornings, not just, people that are outside may say, well, you don't have practice. You guys are off from practice. Yeah, but I have to get ready for this game. So I have to watch film. I have to do the scouting report, all of these things. And from a relationship standpoint, whether that's friends, whether that's family, husbands, wives, if you're married or your partner is someone who doesn't understand that time commitment, it can be really stressful
Yeah.
in terms of a profession that you're locked in all the time. I'm a single person, and this thing right here is always with me. I have it on. You know why? Because you're taking care of someone else's child.
Say
You
it.
are responsible for them, and you need to be available. And sometimes people don't really understand that I'm at dinner and there's someone who's calling me.
Mm-hmm.
Probably going to have to answer that if it's a parent and maybe a situation that's going on or one of the players. Now, there are times when you have to make time for yourself, right? You have to be able to unplug a little bit. But all of that stuff is situational and depends on what's going on. You and I both have been on the end of phone calls that weren't great. We weren't work. We didn't have practice.
Yeah.
Nobody was in class at the time. It was late,
Absolutely.
and we get the call, and it's like, "What are you doing?" We have to get up and move. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, yes, that's a great point. And your phone is always with you. And not only for your players and their parents currently, you're talking to recruits because you're always recruiting the next person, the next family, but also their parents, their circle. So you are on the phone nonstop, which is part of your job. Now, the great thing is You can do your job anywhere as long as you have a telephone. But it is nonstop communication and texting.
True.
So hear me out, viewers. If you want to get into coaching, let us know. We can continue to give you tidbits. It's very rewarding, but hard work. As we transition, texting. So I know we've mentioned this before, but I was watching a reel about text etiquette
Uh-oh.
in a group chat.
Don't open our group chat.
Do not. I don't think, yes, we could never share our group chat with anyone, but hear me out. Who has a great group chat and who is in your group chat? How many people do you allow in your group chat? And is anything off limits in your group chat? But go ahead.
The only thing, I'm sorry to cut you off, but there are really no limitations, I don't think. Well, and it depends on who's in the chat. A couple of the group chats we have, there are clearly no limits. And if there are, they need to be made clear because I don't think people understand.
Well, that's the thing about our group chat. You have to put people in the group chat that you trust and that anything goes. So I guess we have no etiquette in our group chat. So good thing. I hope we never lose our phone or anyone gets in to see our group chat first. But in your opinion, outside of our group chat, do you think there should be any etiquette in group chats? And if so, what are they?
I think so. I think it depends on, again, what type of group chat is it? If it's a group chat you have with your family, let's just say, and your grandmother is in it, your mom, your dad, your aunts and uncles, and they may be older or, certain things don't apply. I think you have to be very careful. You can't, your tone, you have to watch your tone because some of the lingo, text lingo may get lost in translation. And then the time of night that maybe you're sending a text, depending on, or the time of day, depending on who's in the chat, what are they doing? So I think those type of things matter. You have to be mindful of the time. You have to be mindful of the content. You can't just send a reel or share a post blindly in certain group chats. So I think all of those things matter.
Well, and on the reel, it was also talking about not only etiquette, but like some people become overwhelmed if they're in a group chat and then everybody starts responding and it's like going off, going off, going off. Some people become overwhelmed with that. So I know this does not apply to you. But for me, I don't become overwhelmed. But if I'm doing something, I might not just respond right away. It doesn't bother me, but I might not respond.
Wait a minute, hold up. Okay. Tell the people, if you're watching, you can see my face, but if you're just listening, tell the people why you point me out in particular and say, I know this doesn't apply to you.
Well, normally, Coach, you're sending reels all the time. And right now, while you're on your sabbatical, you have extra time to send the reels, and they're fascinating things.
So you're saying I'm the suspect. I'm the one who is violating.
Well, you're not violating because, like I said, we have no rules in our group chat. However, other people in our group chat have business hours because they're working. Yes. And so at that moment, if I do not have time to respond, so hear me out, viewers. Are you the one person in the group? They get on me all the time. They're like, did you open the reel? Did you see it? Did you check it out? And I get sidetracked often. So if I have my phone with me and I'm not working, I'll open it. If I've missed it, sometimes I do not go back. So I am guilty. Excuse me.
So annoying. It's so annoying to have that one friend who is clueless in the group chat when everybody else is talking about the reel that was sent 30 minutes ago and you're trying to catch up. It's really...
I am that friend. And I know there's some other friends out there who understand where I'm coming from. Let me know. So now I'm reading this book, Cicely Tyson's book, Just As I Am. So it has me thinking it's fantastic. Now, we know you're not going to read it, Coach. You might get the audio, maybe.
This is, yeah,
But
yeah.
for any of my book lovers out there, hear me out. This book is fantastic. It was recommended to me by Tiffany Massey. Shout out to her, my book club partner, who always gives me good books to read. But anyway, this book is phenomenal. So check it out if you haven't. I'm in the middle of it right now, and it's talking about fierce, strong women. So,
All right.
that
I like
captivated
it. I like it. I
my
like where you're
attention.
going so far.
So, when you think about fierce women in your life, who comes to mind? And in your opinion, what embodies a fierce woman?
I think right away, I mean, when you're thinking about being fierce and being strong and dealing with things and having the courage comes to mind for me. I say my mom. Some of that is some stuff is like, Mom, did you really just say that to that person? But someone who is strong, my mother comes to
Mhm.
mind. But also, when I think of strong women, I think of women who, in the face of whatever, right, you're
Mhm.
dealing with, you have the will and you have the courage to move forward no matter what, right? Even during setbacks, you still stay with it. You do whatever it takes to take care of your family, yourself. To me, when I think about fierce, strong women, I think in the face of all challenges, they persevere. That's what I think about when I think about a fierce woman.
Well, there's just so many. I agree. I got to start with my mother, just like yours, no filter. But that's why we love them, right? And you have to have a fire about yourself. And I do think you grow into that. Um, your fierceness and owning who you are. But like you said, a resiliency. But when you think about women, like in this day of age and age, there's no stopping us. There's the glass ceiling has been shattered, and now we are here in the workforce. Whether you're a stay-at-home mom, whether you're a working mom, whether you're a CEO of a company, we're like,
Right,
oh yeah, we are here and we matter. Our voices are going to be heard. We're bringing other women to the table.
right.
So like this is the time to own everything that a female has to offer. And listen, men, we love you. You are fantastic. You are fabulous.
Right.
But when a woman puts her touch on things, it brings it to life in a totally different way, different perspective. And one thing that I love about women, we know how to multitask and we can get several jobs done and not just done well.
Well, you know what? I would like to say, and I would like to do this. I know some the lingo for it is giving people their flowers, right? And I would like to say, I think our friend group is a collection of fierce, strong women who have decided to make their own way. A lot of them are married. A lot you're married. Some of our other friends are married. Some of them are not. But they've all made their own path. Right? They're
Absolutely.
successful in their own right through everything, whether it's motherhood,
Yes.
professionally. Uh, I think our friend group in itself is filled with strong women who have faced challenges, who uplift each other, who are there for each other, who do things and share their gifts with the world and with their communities. So I just want to say that off top.
Absolutely. And the thing about friendships or womanhood is you have to celebrate each other, but not only in the victories, it's also who you want around you when you are at your low, can see you when you have nothing to offer financially, resourcefully, whatever it is, you have nothing to offer and they're still there to pick you up.
Absolutely. You have to listen. I think I associate with a group of women and friends who I consider family to me you have to be willing to ride for each other. Now, if you got a group that if they call you, whomever it is in that group, and they need something or something is going down, and if you're not ready to ride at dawn without any questions asked, they might not be as close to you as you would like to believe, in my opinion. You know,
If they're not riding for you, they shouldn't be in your friend group. Let's just leave it there.
100%.
Let's just leave it there. If they're not
And
riding for
everybody,
you, listen. If hear me out. If you do not have a friend group,
right.
male, female, sister, brother, whoever it is, if they are not riding for you to help you reach your destination, you are in the wrong group. Find you some new people.
And if they don't celebrate you, like if you do something, if you got a friend that's always commenting about something you're doing, or, I don't know about that. But if your friends highlight you and they're big up in you when you do things, telling people about it and all that stuff, you maybe have your good one. But other than that,
As you would say, Coach, you should have a side eye. A side
side eye,
eye.
strong side eye. You know that little meme with the dog looking? I send that to the group quite often. Because
Side
some
eye.
situations I hear about, shaky.
Yes. So as we're talking about womanhood, I was in church today and the pastor was talking about God gifts you in groups of two. Because in order to reach your destination, God will give you an assignment and purpose that each person has, that he has placed upon your life. But you cannot get there without other people, was the moral of the story. So you need other people to help you reach your destination and fulfill God's purpose in your life. Now, this is not a, church sermon or anything, but that spoke with me.
You're not trying to
But
be Pastor Elzy.
yes, but also in the sermon, it was saying sometimes life is going to hit you and you must ask for help. Like God has designed it that way that you have to ask for help. There is nothing in this world that you can do on your own. So with that said, asking for help, whether it's your friend group or other people, a lot of people do not like to do that. And so hear me out, viewers. Are you the type of person that will ask for help, or are you going to wait until someone reaches out to you? And where do you kind of fall in that category, Coach?
I think for me, I think I'll ask for help. I don't think I wouldn't ask for help. I think I tend to talk about things that are going on anyway. So if I need something, I would think you would probably already know even before I ask for it. You would probably
Right.
be like, "What's going on here?"
Yes.
Just because I tend to talk about, if it's something really big, what might be happening.
Okay. So everybody, hear me out. If you need help, set your ego aside and ask for help. There are people that God has gifted in your life that are willing to help you. So that's the announcement for today. Ask for help. Now, we were talking about our friend group. We travel a lot. So we've already talked about a lot of travel. What is one of your favorite travel stories
Ooh, that I can tell on a podcast.
that you can tell on the podcast, Coach?
Um, I don't know if I have a favorite travel story, but maybe a favorite travel place. I think when we all went to Italy, that was outstanding. It was outstanding. The food was good. I do have a little bit of story about the Italy trip
Okay.
and how it was so good. If you don't know, you're gonna know after today, or listening to this podcast anyway. I'm not really a fan of doing things that are a little bit risque, like skydiving. I'm not doing that, right? I'm not anything that's not going to pay out on my insurance. If I should perish, I'm not doing it. I'm not going and What do they call that? Not zip lining, but when you
Bungee jumping.
bungee jumping. I'm not
Yeah.
doing that.
Well, Coach, you're not going to do much that does not
No,
involve food, but
it
continue on.
literally in Lake Como they have this tram thing. What is it? That lift that takes you up, 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 up until I can't say enough ups. And that was one of the things is Elzy, for those that don't know, she wants to let's put this on the schedule. Let's do this. And I'm more
Yes.
like, no, we're gonna go. Whatever comes up, the only thing we need to be scheduling is food. When we're gonna eat, because I want to eat something really good. But
Wonk, wonk.
they want to do these things. So she's like, we should go up there. It's going to be beautiful. You're going to take these pictures and you're going to see it. I was like, I will see y'all when you get back down. Meet you at a restaurant. And everybody on the trip went.
Yes.
And of course, I did not go. I'm holding true to who I am and what I do. I think it was absolutely crazy. It's nuts to go up there on that thing. So they went, and I guess you guys are gone for like hours and hours.
We were.
I think I slept until you guys got back down and we got ready for dinner. But it's not a crazy story. But for some people who travel abroad, they may think that's crazy. Like you didn't go with the group to an outing, and I'm like, no, you can just leave me.
Which we do often. We leave. So hear me out. Who is the friend in the friend group that actually plans and have an itinerary because you want a schedule of what's going to happen?
Coach,
And what friends are, just go with the flow, which I'm going with the flow. However, there's nothing wrong with having a schedule, an itinerary, a flow of what's going to happen.
there's nothing wrong with having a schedule, but nobody wants a big long itinerary when we're going on vacation. We're trying to unwind. And
That
we get up when we get ready. We do the things when we get ready and all of those things.
but there are blocks of time in there that people can do different things. And the whole thing about traveling, yes, you're going to unwind, but when you go to a different city or a different country, you must take in the adventure of what it has to offer.
No, 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 no. No, no, no. When you said must, you lost me. we must? No, it may be nice, right? If you go into a certain place, right? I want to see XYZ. If I go to Rome, you're going to go to the Colosseum. Or you're going to, there's certain big things, yes, but there's not a must on the itinerary.
Yes, it is for you. A must is to eat. So
Well,
all you care about
I will
is
say
getting the food. That is a must.
we got to eat. We have to eat. And it has to be good. Oh my God.
Exactly. So that is a must for you. So while we're talking about food and travel, what I just thought about when I had this bright idea to go to Blackout.
Wrong idea. It was
Okay. Okay, so hear me out. If you all do not know, in Vegas, if you like an adventure and you want something fun to do with a group of people around a meal, see, I thought I was incorporating a meal and fun all together. So there's a place in Vegas called Blackout. I was researching, looking, and so I sent it to the group. And they wanted to appease me, so they decided to go. I had never experienced anything like this in my life. So anyway, you go to a restaurant in Vegas and you have to take off your Apple Watch. You have no telephones, nothing. You have no idea what you're going to eat. They lead you into a dark room. And when I thought my eyes would adjust, but it did not. It's pitch black.
That's the first sign that something was wrong. When you have to leave all of that, your communication devices behind. That should have been my first warning.
So we go with this group of our friends who everyone's nervous. But let me tell you, it was an experience to say the least. So it was like a 7-course meal. And the waiter or waitress, they have on night goggles. And they serve
Hearing
you.
this back lets you know that I was absolutely nuts to agree to this. This is
So
awful.
they serve you the food, except you don't like normally in a restaurant, you can see people coming, you can see the tables around you. So you can hear other people talking during this dinner, but you have no idea the vicinity in which they were. And then the waiter or waitress would come drop off food and be like, oh, your Sprite is at 6 o'clock, or this is your first course. Well, let me tell you, your other senses really kick in when you cannot see. And so I started kind of feeling the food because you have no idea what you're eating. And then I would pick it up and smell it. That was my first inkling. Well, Coach Butts, her inkling was one, she was in full panic. She was like, I'm getting hot.
I had a panic attack.
I'm having a panic attack. I'm claustrophobic. And so she wanted to start talking. And so she picks up.
Oh.
I can't remember what it was. So everybody is like trying to gather their senses to taste the food. And she goes, I think this is a head of something.
It was a head. It was so awful I put it in my mouth and I was like, oh my goodness. First of all, they put me, the claustrophobic person who cannot see, against the wall. So my chair was next to a wall. So my shoulder, I couldn't turn, I couldn't move anywhere. And so what Coach Elzy left out of the story was that I started to come out of my clothing because I got so hot. I was in such a panic that I started to unzip my pants. I was taking off my clothes. I was like, I didn't know what else. I couldn't move. I felt restricted. And so once that calmed down, I kind of was able to breathe, do some counting.
I don't think you ever calmed down, but go ahead.
Yeah, I really never did. And I'm tasting it. I pick it up on my fork. I put it in my mouth, and it's like a slick almost. And it felt like the head of something. And of course, I got rid of it right away. I did not chew it. I did not swallow it. None of that. And I said that out loud. And I'm so sorry to the person that was with us. Big Tiff.
Big Tiff Massey was sitting to the right of me.
And she heard that. And all we could hear at that point was a fork hitting the plate or the table or something. The moment I said head, she lost it. She couldn't.
I don't think she ate for the rest of the remainder of the courses. But anyway, the experience. So there was some food that they brought to the table that was edible. And we had a good time. I wish they had the night goggles and they could video us.
You had a good time.
I had a great time.
For the people, we did not have a great time.
I had a great time.
You did.
And I wish, so Coach Butts finally had a piece of food that she liked, and she must have been stabbing it to death. And the waiter says, you're stabbing it, slow down. So I wish we would have had the night goggles. So if you like adventure and you want to try something with your friends, please check it out. Blackout in Vegas. Would you do it again?
Don't do it.
I would do it again. Now, it's not until after that they tell you when you walk out what everything was on the menu. So, well, this is when you have a friend group that loves you. They actually try the adventure. So which friend are you? We want to hear all about it and some fun stories that go along with it. My second story, quickly. So Coach Butts is not a risk taker or adventurer on any of these trips. So we were in Turks and Caicos. Oh my gosh, one of my favorite places. Oh, fantastic. So like, I'm bougie about my water. And this looked like a postcard. But anyway, we were out snorkeling, of course. Coach Butts did not come along for the adventure. Everyone
I was on the boat. I got on the boat.
Got on the boat. That was about the furthest
But I was not going to get in the water. No, ma'am.
Oh, we know. So anyway, beautiful. We're snorkeling and the girls, we're floating further and further away.
Out
They're
of
throwing
bounds. You were
the
going out of bounds. Tell that
so
to the people.
yes, we were, but we could see in the water. So they're throwing food and the fish are just swimming up. I mean, just gorgeous. And then if you have a friend like Coach Butts, she's screaming from the boat, "You all come back. Y'all are too far out. Something's going to happen."
And you were too far out. I'm just trying to protect everybody. I guess that's the coach in me.
So, friends, on Hear Me Out. What friend are you in the friend group? And I think I want you all to take a poll. Hear me out, viewers and listeners. If you all think that Coach Butts should try an adventure on our next outing, please post or hit us up in what you think that adventure should be.
Listen, while you guys are hopping in the comments, right? In the comment section, leaving a comment on YouTube, leaving a comment anywhere that you can leave a comment, Instagram, Facebook, wherever. Please, if you are on my side in this whole thing and just really don't need to get in the ocean with these other creatures, just let them live and we stay on land, drop it in the comments, please.
Please. And don't be the friend like Coach Butts, like we received a message yesterday in the text thread and it says an alligator bit someone or ate someone in the ocean.
Yeah.
Let us be great.
Yes, that's a true story.
Let us be great. Let us be great.
Be great. Just watch the water. Look at it. You don't have to get in it with them.
But you do have to live a little, Coach. Live a little. Just a little. That's all we're asking.
I'm catching flights. I'm kicking it with family. I'm going to fireworks.
Live a little.
In the neighborhood. I'm living a whole lot. I just want to live. I think that's my thing. And you, on the other hand,
I want to live too.
Take that risk.
YOLO. You only live once. Exactly. YOLO.
That's my point.
All my YOLO girls out there or fellas, where are you? You only live once. If there's something that I haven't tried, I'm interested. I've been skydiving, bungee jumping, zip lining, parasailing. I'm down for it all. Now, wait, not all, because I'm not going underwater to the Shark Tank. I don't fool around under the water, but I will go snorkeling. But if there's something that you think we should try, let us know. All right. 94 feet. If you know, you know. Get in that defensive slide positioning, Coach. Let's go. Bring the heat. Now, the rule is one or the other. Are you being coachable?
I got it.
All right. Rapid fire. Here we come in our 94 feet. Beach or mountains?
Beach. But we already talked about this. Beach for sure.
Text or call?
Call me.
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Tea? Since when?
Either one of them, really. But
Since I was going to say.
I really thought we had these questions already before.
Oh, we did some of them, not all of them. Early bird or night owl?
Ooh. Both.
Well, I already know the answer to this because I'm going to be on the right side and you're going to be on the left. But we'll say it anyway. Sneakers or heels?
What? That's not even an accurate choice. Sneakers all day long. Come on now.
You're going to be on the left again. I'll be on the right. Netflix or books?
Netflix.
Okay. Win a championship or take a dream vacation, everything included?
Oh, championship. 100%. It's not even close.
Your biggest pet peeve?
People that leave the luggage tags on their bags after they get to their destination or get home. That's not my biggest one in the world, but that's one that comes to mind because we were talking about traveling. I can't stand that. Once you get from the airport and you get your stuff, I hate when people are coming back from a trip and they roll their luggage to the airport, getting ready to check in, and the same baggage tag was on it from their previous trip. Take it off. That's a pet peeve of mine. I don't know. Just take it off. And people, a huge pet peeve is another one. I'm sorry, you said one.
Yeah, I had to say
People
that.
that litter, right? You throw something out of your car window or drop it when you're walking and just don't pick it. Like, it's really bad.
Okay,
Sorry. I
that was two,
I'm sorry
but
I called it.
that's a new one.
No, it's
What is
not
that?
new.
Why does that bother you
It just
that
bothers me.
people have
It just
the
bothers me.
luggage tags
When I
on?
get to the hotel, if I'm traveling, I
Yeah.
or home, and I get to wherever I'm going, the first thing I do is take that tag off. It bothers me when somebody is rolling their bag back to the airport with that same tag on it.
Well, baby, that's probably me because I don't even think about the luggage tag.
Well, if I'd seen it, I probably would have told you to take it off, or I took it off.
Oh, okay. Because I don't know that I even think about
I
that.
know,
Now I'm
but
worried
it's a
about.
pet peeve, so I don't know.
Okay, I like it.
Well, clearly you don't. You're confused by it.
I am confused by it, but one word your players would use to describe you.
Funny. I would say uh, maybe honest.
That's a good one.
Maybe
That's a
honest.
good one. All right. Well, let's go back to pet peeves. I won't go back through all of them, but you and I were talking just the other day and you hung up on me. As I get older, this is one of my pet peeves. I mean, I have a lot in the house, but the OCD in me, I do not like the house to smell like food.
All right, everybody. She's my friend. It's my people.
I
I
do
claim
not.
her,
I do
but I
not.
really sometimes I'm like, but it's food. I get
I
if you're
know.
like, you have to eat, you have to cook. Well, it's not her, but
Is that me?
somebody's cooking. And
Yes.
it's going to smell like food. Now, we were talking about frying food. I do not fry food in my house or anything like that because of the grease and
Okay, so you don't fry food because of the
yeah,
grease.
it's for because it destroys your cabinets and everything like that. It goes up on your walls and it gets into stuff. But just regular cooking or baking, coach, it's going to smell like that temporarily. Grease stays in, it gets on your stuff, it makes it hard to clean. That's a different story. But by your account, you can't even eat in the house. You can't bring food from the outside in. You
No,
can't cook it. You can't do
no, I'm
anything.
not saying you cannot eat. But like when I walk, because I keep the house very clean. But when I walk in the house, like I want it to smell like either my candles or my plugins. Like I want it to smell like
Crazy.
fresh when you
Okay,
walk
I
in.
understand that. But if your husband has dinner cooking for the family and you walk in and it smells like, ooh, he's making, maybe got some steak or maybe got some spaghetti on or whatever it is, and you smell that when you come in the house, you don't think, oh my God, that smells great, let me eat, I can't wait to get some food. Oh baby, what you cook? You think, that smells awful.
Can I give a small confession?
This is bad. This is so bad.
Can I give a small confession? When I pull up in the garage and open my truck door, I usually know if Dexter, that's my husband for all of you guys that do not know, is cooking. And as soon as I get out the car door, I smell the food. And even though I'm happy and blessed that he's cooking and he has a phenomenal dinner ready for all of us, when I open the garage door and back door, I'm like, it smells like food. And even though I'm happy, I go give him a hug. But after I hug him for 0.2 seconds, girl, I'm running around this house opening up every window that I can possibly open because I don't want it to linger around the house. And I know some people feel like this. So I want to know, how do you want your house to smell? Does food cooking in the house bother you? And I love food. So that was just one of my random pet peeves. Well, thank you for joining us for another episode of Hear Me Out. One question for you. What is one thing that you are looking forward to beginning of next week?
I am looking forward to having friends and family come to visit.
All right. Well, I'll leave you all on this. Hear me out. Be grateful. Be blessed. Find someone to lift up. Live in your purpose. Peace out.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Ooh, real talk, we don't play around. Hit that play. Let the truth come.